Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to One Piece, episodes 833 to 836. I almost started with the three. So last time we finally got to the tea party, which has been built up for so long. And we actually have a plan in order to kill Big Mom. Very blatant in it too. It's like they're working this plan. Yeah, they're going to help save Sanji's family, Gamma 66. They're going to work to make sure that Sanji can leave with the Straw Hats again, and that eventually that Zeph and everyone would be safe. And they're just going to kill Big Mom. I mean, that's not really the Straw Hats' goal necessarily. That's more along the lines of the goal of the Fire Tank Pirates, but still, they just kind of go along with it. It's like they know that the goal is blatantly straight up, yeah, we're gonna fucking kill this lady. And I mean, I know there's been death in this series before, but it's almost kind of funny to just see it that way. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it's kind of funny for them to be so blatant about it. Like, to just like go on like saying, our goal here is to murder Big Mom. And our heroes just basically going like, yeah, okay. And wow, it just got really bright out there or something. I don't know why. But yeah. So they go, the tea party's starting. We get introduced to all these new characters. There's this Morgan's guy who leads the news. There's Stussy, the Queen of the Pleasure District and everything, and all these others. We get to meet Katakuri in more depth. We get to meet Oven in more depth, and that's what a lot of that did for us. Introduce us to a lot more of these characters and really set the stage for what's to come in this next act of the arc. And at the very end, we see that even despite Katakuri's haki being so strong that he can actually see into the future with his observation haki, we see that the surprise attack ends up going off. Though not without a hitch, because the plan to kill Sanji during the kiss, and obviously Sanji dodging it and the gun firing off being the cue and everything, that doesn't go off right. Because once he lifts the veil on Pudding, he sees that she's actually just genuinely really pretty, and it's like, oh, you're really pretty. Your eye is really pretty. Your third eye, which he had just now seen. I mean, he saw it before, technically, but now he's seeing it, like, truly up close and everything. And I think I said it last time, but I do believe he was being genuine there. So it's really interesting, and that definitely took her aback, because it made very clear that no one had ever complimented her looks like that before. That she's always been seen as a freak, as a weirdo, as just ugly and creepy. And so that definitely caught her really off guard. But a signal was given, and the priest was going to shoot anyways. Katakuri tried to take out Sanji with a jelly bean, but Sanji dodged it and it hit the priest. The priest shot the gun, and yeah, that's when the surprise attack started. So things didn't quite go off according to plan, but I guess it still went off, and Sanji's still safe, so okay. Now the question is, where's it going to go from here? Because as I pointed out last time, I don't think the Vinsmokes are just going to accept help, really. Like, oh, it's like they're not going to really see themselves as being in any actual danger. And even if it's proven to them, like, oh yeah, like they're trying to kill you, it's going to be like, I don't think they're just gonna necessarily just randomly accept help. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. Um, but the big plan is, in order to get Big Mom vulnerable, their plan is to destroy the picture she has of Mother Carmel, who Big Mom refers to as her mama. And so it's like, I'm wondering if it's more of an honorary title or if she's literally Big Mom's mother or how it works there. We'll have to see. Um, yeah, I don't know what to expect from these episodes really going into it. We'll just have to see how it goes and what exactly happens. But no matter what, I think that things are not going to go according to plan. um, Obviously, with Katakuri and Oven and all the others there, things are not going to go quite according to plan. Obviously, Big Mom's not going to die. Um, but what is going to happen? That's the big question. Will their plan even work to even break the picture frame? And will that make Big Mom vulnerable, or will that just piss her off? So there's a lot of questions we have to answer here. We're just gonna get on with it though, because we do have 4 episodes to get to today. So yeah. Well, we always have 4 episodes to get to be fair. Still though. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. And my star is shining because the sun is just hitting it at the right point. I just thought that was really funny. Anyway, these episodes explained a lot. Not only just new information being brought forth, but actually expanding upon information we've already had. So after the initial surprise of all the Luffys jumping out of the cake, the plan starts to go into motion. And although it doesn't quite go off without a hitch because of Katakuri and Daifuku mostly, we also have the fact that Jinbei decided at that moment to quit and leave Big Mom. The cake was destroyed. They succeeded in destroying the portrait of Mother Carmel. All of that together overloaded Big Mom. Too much so that she was more just confused and just kind of just walking around aimlessly because she didn't know how to direct her anger, how to direct her emotions at that. So they figured out they had to show Big Mom the portrait again to direct her anger towards that specifically to get what the reaction they wanted. They did so, and they got the reaction they wanted. So, but before we can see if the assassination attempt goes through, which it's very, very much I feel guaranteed it won't. We have a flashback, and I'll get to that in a bit. Let's talk more about what happened prior to that, though. So Sanji faces Daifuku. Let's start with that. Daifuku's devil fruit is, I think they called it, I don't remember what they called it, but he was referred to as a lamp man because his devil fruit, he rubs his body, and a genie comes out of him like a lamp in Aladdin and whatnot. The genie kind of acts as, basically, as I compared it to in the reaction, like a stand from JoJo. If you've never watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the basic gist is that a stand is a manifestation of your spiritual energy and fighting ability that you're able to project to use in battle situations. And a lot of them have various powers and special abilities and stuff. Well, the genie here that Daifuku uses is very similar. He kind of, just by rubbing on himself like a lamp, he's able to project the genie out, and the genie uses this giant axe-like weapon to be able to fight Sanji. Sanji manages to hold it off fairly easily. Like it's not too much of a threat. Um, but it's slowing him down. And this is all the while Pudding is kind of trying to attack has tried to attack Sanji as well because I guess didn't really believe him when he called her beautiful and everything. We see Oven attack a couple times, and he briefly fights Pedro and starts to fight Brook and everything. Not much really happens there. We see Katakuri and we find out about his devil fruit, though. Katakuri's devil fruit is a mochi fruit. It turns him into a mochi man, and apparently they said it's paramecia type. But from what we saw, it acts very much like a Logia type. So I'm really confused by it. I hope that's explained further because we saw that he can not only like stretch his limbs out like by turning them into like I guess mochi, but he actually can turn everything on his body into mochi. Bullets like just kind of go through him like a Logia type typically does. I really do not understand how this isn't a Logia type. Everything about it reads Logia, so I don't know. They're gonna have to explain that if that's truly a paramecia type. Um, and meanwhile, we see Perospero and a couple of the others capture the Vinsmokes in hard candy so they can't escape and are about to kill them. But Sanji manages to escape the genie long enough to free them. And Carrot and Chopper and all them, Nami, help get them some earplugs as Big Mom's screeching, and even bring them their numbered casings, which, as I mentioned, the reaction, I know what those are. I will not spoil that, though, for those who are watching this who might not know. I do know what those are because that was something I was spoiled to. At least I know what they do. At least to a point. I don't know all the details. I just have a brief knowledge of what they do. Um, so that I'll leave it at that. um, but yeah, they're all these fights are happening, all these struggles. Capone and Jinbei are helping fight off like Katakuri and all. And while everything didn't quite go according to plan, it is progressing enough to where it's like things are happening that they wanted to happen. So, kind of success. um, but let's get into the flashbacks. So, after looking at the portraits, the broken portrait of Mother Carmel, Big Mom remembers her past. So, when Big Mom was only 5 years old, she was abandoned on the Giant's Island of Elbaf by her parents. And from what we could gather based on what was said, they were kind of ordered to. She was like banished or whatnot. Um, so her parents were forced to abandon her, which is really horrible um, on a number of reasons. And no one told her anything. She's just this 5-year-old sitting on the shore of Elbaf, has no idea what's going on at all. Meanwhile, there's this woman, even years back from that, named Sister Caramel. She was a nun who decided in the middle of an execution to stop the execution and work to reform these giants who had gotten kind of how do we put it? Kind of gone off the beaten path after their pirate leaders, Dory and Broggy, who we know from Little Garden, started their 100-year fight. um, so she ends up having been on Elbaf at that point after having freed the giants and working with them and everything. She opened up an orphanage where she's taken in children from all kinds of races to give them a chance and everything that they didn't have before, of all races and genders and all of that jazz, just completely open. And you instantly understand why Big Mom has that same kind of ideology. Like, it's clear that Big Mom very much cared for Mother Carmel, like even at that point. Like it was just super obvious just right from the start, like right when you heard about Mother Carmel's picture. So it's like, yeah, you see that Mother Carmel instilled a lot into her. The idea of like this open integration towards all races and stuff came from her. And it's something that Big Mom still important, holds as highly important. Um, but anyway, so Mother Carmel takes her in, but the problem is Lin Lin um, is very hard to handle. Not just because of her size and strength and everything, but because she has this naivety to her. Like with the bear and the wolf, she sees this bear and wolf attacking each other, and she's like, "Oh no, we should be friends," and stops them, puts them in a cage together. The bear ends up eating the wolf, so she hits the wolf once, in her eyes, lightly, and it kills or hits the bear once. Sorry, and it kills the bear. And she was genuinely just trying to help and make them be friends. This childlike naivety, this childlike innocence, just trying to help these two animals who were enemies be friends. That's all she cared about. And every time we see her do something wrong in the episode, it's always out of good intention. She sees these kids have these like weird body stuff going on, like with the Fishman kid, he has the fins and everything, and the long arm tribe kid has the two elbows and all, and so she's trying to help. She's genuinely trying to help by tearing off shit, which is not helpful at all. But at the same time, she just doesn't know. She doesn't know what she's doing is wrong, and Mother Carmel has to teach her, has to tell her. So then we find out about this festival that the Giants hold. By the way, she's making friends with the Giants and everything. We see even Oimo and the other guy from Eni's Lobby. We see a young child Haruden of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. I love these callbacks. I love how we're getting to see them all. It's fantastic. And makes me so much more hype for Elbaf in the future once the Straw Hats actually go there. Because we know that's going to happen at some point. Now we're actually getting to see Elbaf for the first time, and I love it. I love it so much. But anyway, so yeah, Linden's making friends with the Giants and everything, and she's trying to fit in, not doing super well at it, but this festival is coming up, though, where they have to fast for a certain amount of time. Obviously, a period of time fasting without eating and everything is not appealing to Linlin because she's a bit of a heavy eater and she likes to eat. She likes food and especially sweets. So it starts off with this celebration where they eat a bunch of this really sweet pastry treat. And Linlin kind of goes crazy eating so much of it, but and that's altogether kind of harmless. So then the fasting begins, and she's getting more and more hungry, but is listening to Mother Carmel and just trying to survive, just trying to get through it. But I think it was on the sixth day, she ends up going crazy. And we've seen this before. Like I said, at the beginning of the arc, we saw her kind of go crazy for Croquembouche. So it's something that we had knowledge of already, that this kind of thing can happen with Big Mom. So seeing her in her past as a kid go crazy like this out of like not really starvation, but just a lot of heavy hunger, after days of not eating anything. And they even said they don't even drink anything but water. So she's really hungry, and she just keeps remembering the extreme deliciousness of the treat they were eating beforehand, prior to the fast. And she goes crazy. She kind of enters this uncontrollable rage mode that I don't really think is her fault, all things considered. Like, I don't think it's something she's actively doing or trying to do. It's just it just kind of happens, and she just literally loses her mind. Um, but unfortunately, when it's happening, she ends up attacking the giant's village, um, burning it, like setting it ablaze, killing multiple giants. And at that point, even the leaders, even the chiefs, are choosing to fight against her. Mother Carmel's coming out like trying to stop them, like trying to say like she's just a girl and everything, but it's like they're basically like, no, this is not that kind of situation. At this point, it's like I feel kind of bad, but it's like she's a legitimate danger, and you can see both sides to this argument. She is just a girl. She's like what, 5, 6 years old here, and this is again not something she's trying to do. It's just she kind of lost control. Like you've even got to acknowledge that this is not like anything she's ever done before. Even the bad stuff she's done before has all been just naivety. It's just been her misunderstanding how things work. But this time it's a lot different. So yeah, it's like you get it though. You understand at the same time that it's like she is being a legitimate threat to people. She's killing people. If there's no way to restrain her, she kind of has to be taken down, at least knocked out. But we see through the episode that Mother Carmel is so excessively nice and genuinely such an amazingly good person, and it's like she wants to save her no matter what. And it's kind of the same as how as what happened with the Giants when she was saving the Giants when she was younger. And this also kind of explains why I think why Big Mom hates the Giants, why they're the only race she actively hates. I think it was this scenario that caused that, this moment. Not the fact necessarily that, not because of the fast itself or anything, but because of they attacked her afterwards, and because just everything that happened. And she said, like at the beginning of the flashback, like it said that Mother Carmel apparently disappeared. So I don't think it's going to be anything like the Giants killed Mother Carmel. Like that would definitely set her off and definitely cause her to hate them for life. But I don't think it's anything like that because she just says like Mother Carmel just disappeared. So I don't think it's quite that. But I don't know. We'll see. And that episode left off on a cliffhanger, so it's like, ugh. I don't know. Well, I might have to get to more One Piece this week just to find out what happened. I don't know. But that was insane. Like those were some really good episodes. Really getting to see some great stuff there. Um, I have no idea where any of this is going to go. The flashback stuff with Lin, the current day stuff with with the attack on her by everyone else, and especially now that they're about to actually launch the weapons. Where is this going to go? Obviously, again, I don't think Big Mom's going to die in the current day. I based on the information we got, it doesn't seem like Mother Carmel dies, so I don't know where this is going. But it's like so much big stuff happened here, and this is just like really a great set of episodes. Um, and I'm just like I'm still just so hyped over the fact that we got to see Elbaf. This has been built up for so fucking long. Elbaf has been built up for so fucking long. Like prior to episode 100. And it's like I think it was before, yeah, because I think episode 100 was during Alabasta. I think, maybe. Either way, around that at least. um, but yeah, it's just so insane, and I'm just really excited to see where it goes next. like I want to see more of Elbaf, and I can't wait till we get there in the current day. That's gonna be nuts. I've heard a lot of theories on how that's going to go too. I'm very interested. But in the meantime, tell me in the comments below what you thought of these episodes. Remember, no spoilers. Like, this is something I've already been spoiled on some things. I wish not to be spoiled on anything. And so please do not spoil me on anything else. I don't want to know. I want to know where this is going, but I don't want to be spoiled about it. Uh, but yeah, thank you anyway so much for tuning in. Like I said, tell me your thoughts on these episodes. Um, and for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.